Hi guys, it's a Power BI guy here, and today we'll be covering time intelligence in Power BI. Now, doing analysis over time is probably one of the most requested type of analysis that we get as analysts. For example, we might be asked to work out month-to-date figures, year-to-date, previous year, just figures generally over time to make comparisons, etc. So it's crucial that we're able to understand how the time intelligence works in Power BI because it makes it very easy for us with the tools that we have. It does require some basic understanding of DAX, but we'll be covering that in this video and some of the different functions that you can use to do your analysis. Now, it's important to mention that whenever we're working with time analysis in Power BI, it's best practice to create a date table. The reason for this is it gives us more filtering context and allows us to slice and dice our data better, and it's just good practice to create a date table whenever you're working with time intelligence in Power BI. So let's begin creating our measures to conduct some time series analysis. So the first thing we want to do, let's identify what am I working with here. Cells from our orders table. We want to do analysis of cells across time. So the first measure that we're going to create is let's do a sum of this total cells. Let's get a total cells sum. So what I'm going to do, let's call this total cells. Let's do a sum and let's select our orders table and then the cells column. Now we have a total cells of our total cells sum in whatever filter context we select. So let's bring up a card, let's get our total cells, and as we can see, this is a basic measure to conduct our total cells in a current year. Now if we do 2016, we can filter this by year, etc. Now let's say we wanted to do a comparison of the current year cells or the selected year cells with the previous year. So if we select 2016, we want to see the cells for 2015, or if we selected 2017, what are the cells in 2016. So how do we go about doing this? Let's once again create a new measure, and let's call this previous year cells. Now we're going to use a calculate in this function. The reason for using calculate is so that we can remove the filter context from our measure, from our data. Calculate allows you to remove the filter context. So because we're working with previous year, we want to remove the filter context that the report has already applied to the data. So we're going to do calculate. Let's use our measure that we created previously, which was total cells. And what we want to do is comma, date add, once again. Then what we can do is brackets, and let's reference the date table that we created. So this would be your date table. So let's reference date and then the date ID. And then what I want to do, comma, once again, -1. So this is referring to the interval of time that you're trying to do a comparison with. So we're going to do -1 year. Now if we do this and we select that, let's open up another card. And now if we bring that in, let's bring previous year cells to this card, we can now see the previous year cells. So in 2017, the total cells was 733,000. In the previous year, it was 609,000. We can do that for 2015, 2014, etc. And because 2014 was our earliest date field, we have no previous cells in 2013. So now that we've created our previous year sales measure, let's say we wanted to do a comparison with the previous month. So we're in December 2017. Let's say we wanted to compare the sales from December 2017 to November 2017. Now, right now, this is doing a previous year sales, so it's showing us the difference between December this year and the December from 2016. We don't want to do this. We want to do December and November of the same year. So once again, what we want to do is create a new measure. Let's create a new measure and let's call this previous month, and let's do calculate once again. As we were removing the filter context, let's select our total cells, comma, date add. We want to use the date add function once again, date add. Let's do reference our date table, so date ID, and then comma, and let's do -1, which is the previous month, -1 month to the current selected month, and now we can select month. Let's close this off, one more bracket, and now if we bring up a new card, let's bring up a new card, we can see the previous month sales. So in December 2017 we did 83,000, and in November 2017 we did 118,000. So let's select December, let's select November, and we will see 118 come here, and then for October we'll have another value. So select November, and as we can see now 118,000 is the current selected month, and 77,000 for October. So if we now select October, this should move over here. So there we go, total sales, there we go. We've got our total sales for the current month. Let's bring in our previous year sales. We can see the previous year sales there, and let's bring in our previous month. We can see the previous month information as well. So in December in November we did 118,000, in December we did 83,000, etc, etc. If we wanted to do a month to date calculation, once again we'll create a new measure. Let's call this MTD, month to date sales. We are going to use calculate to remove the filter context, total sales referencing our initial measure, comma, let's do dates MTD, dates month to date, let's brackets, let's reference our date table, date ID. You can close that off now, and if we bring that into our data set, we can now see our month to date sales value as well. It's best practice to use line charts when displaying information over time. It's just a great way of showing the connection between data over a time period. So let's select our months as the axis, and then for values, let's put in the total sales of the current year in our values. So now we can see our sales trend across the year of 2017. Now if we wanted to do previous year sales, we can bring in another value here, and now we can see the difference between this year and the previous year. Now I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's a basic introduction into time series, time intelligence in Power BI. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you.